Hi everyone, welcome to the RFOX AMA. Lenny Clifford here, the host, and I'm here with Benny Fairbank, the CEO and co-founder. How you doing, Benny?
Yeah, I'm doing really good, thank you, mate. And yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. And coming to the community here from the RFOX VALT test build environment, and not long left until the MVP 2 comes out, and that's next week, I think. Will that build be available to the public, or will it be changed by the time that gets out?
So we're taking registrations for all of the applications still. So we've just let a number of people in now for iOS, and we've obviously got Android and soon to be PC, and also we've obviously got the VR headset. But we're also getting much closer now to a launch of the actual Calanova quarter. We're already being able to go in there and have a look through in our VR headset, and the environment is even at its very early stages is fantastic. So I'm keen for something a little bit new and to explore something different, and I really can't wait to get into Calanova properly and talk to some actual public members coming in there as well. So very, very exciting things happening in the next month or so.
For sure. And there's also a lot happening with the Avatar launch and some of the social media that's come out recently. Some of the teasers mentioned there's new civilizations will rise in the vault and they'll emerge into the light soon. People are speculating, is this some sort of secret space program breakaway civilization like the free media talks about, or what's going on there?
Yeah, so that's the really great part about it. Like I'm actually super excited about the lore, but we're going to release it bit by bit. But basically, yes. So the civilizations are droids. They've each been exposed to different elements. Obviously, the Calanova would be to art and the art world for the purpose of creating maps and visuals to send back to Earth of what's actually seen. So each civilization has formed its own type of structure and system based on their exposure and beliefs, and evolved to a certain point. So the great part about it is the people that are entering into the citizen sale will be able to take on the role of being a citizen in one of the quarters, and also voting. So if, for example, this was a quarter, they would be able to vote on aesthetic changes or the way things will progress. And we can't wait to hand over a lot of that creative freedom to the voting public and to the community who are passionate and get in there and learn. But I feel as though everyone will have an affinity to a different quarter. I certainly gravitated towards one quarter story more than the other three. So I'm excited to try and pick up an avatar in the quarter that I most resonate with.
For sure, a lot more information to be released really soon on the lore. It's a bit of a new concept to myself and to, I guess, many others that are getting involved in the ecosystem. New concept combining these elements of gaming lore with e-commerce. How does that all fit together with Web3?
Yeah, so I think the great thing about it is when you look at Web 3.0 or the metaverses, you can't just sort of say that if you think about the internet as a platform, you can't say people are just interested in shopping or sport or porn or whatever that it might be that they're interested in, right? The categories. The fact is that it takes all sorts, and there's people that have multiple interests. Certain people will gravitate towards the law and the voting and the structure. Other people will say, I don't want to be involved in the decision making. I just want to come in and watch a concert. Other people will come in and say, I just want to shop. So the idea is to make sure that you've got something for all of the different subgroups, just as any other platform, an emerging platform, would have. So the creators that come in and build games, collections, art, digital items that they can actually sell that are redeemed for physical items, all of those people that come in and build businesses will really sort of help shape the type of clients that come in here and the users and the communities that come in here and build.
Okay, sure. So you can go in there and do your own thing. You can ignore the law and just get on with your shopping or whatever it is you're doing in there.
100%.
And can the law make or break a game, or in our case, a metaverse and the NFT avatars? Is it being relied on at any level to attract the gaming crowd to RFOX's ecosystem?
So I guess there's two parts to the question. No, in a game, law 100%, and there's plenty of examples out there that show that, you've got three basic pillars, and if you're focused on all three and not narrow in one or two, you're not successful. The ones that are really successful have really gone into the character, the plot, or the law. And the thing is that with something like ours, it offers people an opportunity to really immerse themselves in the law, but it doesn't obligate people to. So it's not the main pillar of the world. So ultimately what it does is it provides an explanation. If people came in here and said, why are we in space? Why can't it be on the ground? And why is this quarter dark, or this quarter do this, or why has that happened? So there's a very comprehensive story that explains why it all came together, how it all came together. But in our case, the law is very much a take it or leave it from the perspective of the person who's frequenting here. You don't need to know the laws to be able to be able to continue. So yes, but it'll be a tremendous value add for those that are interested in the law and getting involved in voting. I mean, how many games allow you to go in there and say, we think this should happen next, whereas a metaverse world that allows you to be able to build a different transportation system or a second venue for something or change an aspect or element, that's something that really shows that we want it to be community driven.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess sometimes when it comes to the law, sometimes the strangest things can happen in real life, but because there'll be a professional brand element to the vault, does that mean the law can't go too weird or too crazy?
No. So again, the law should explain things. And if there's a large group of people that resonate and are attracted to that, what we think will happen is brands will build items specific to or bring in the law, right? So, take for example, I know it's an obscure example, but take Star Trek or Star Wars. Those have tremendously complicated backdrops and stories and laws and Klingon languages and stuff like that you can actually go and study. But for a person who just wants to watch a movie and see shooting and explosions and all the rest of it, they're still extremely entertaining. You don't need to have an understanding of, the history of the Siths, for example. It's just something that if you're passionate about, you might want to learn more about, and it's there for you if you do. That's the really important part. What you don't want is just to put a metaverse out there and then just say, it's here, it is what it is, and there's no explanation for it. There should always be thought that has gone into it. You should have started with the end in mind. You should have understood what the dynamics are and why they exist and how you explain that. And again, not everybody cares. I don't care how my local shopping mall was built, who it was built by and commissioned by, how much it was built for, but I go there to buy stuff and to eat and all the rest of it, but I've got no interest in where it came from. Other people do. Other people want to know how much it cost, who built it, what other things have they built. They're interested in that. So we need to understand that not everybody is the same, but some people will ask questions on how does that shop work? Why is it there? How does this world work? Why is it there? That's really important.
For sure, yeah, will appeal to a lot of different people in many different ways. And the thing about virtual worlds and creating them on gaming engines is the ability to have out of world experiences, which I love. Maybe the future of e-commerce and Web3 is going to be about incredible experiences, like even when you're doing your weekly online grocery shopping, which many people do these days, instead of going to the store. How cool will it be to have gamified elements and law to sort of transform the mundane chore into something else, and while also benefiting from the Web3 economic models?
Well, I think there's three things that people love to talk about is that they got something for free, they negotiated something really well, or they got something that you can't have because it's exclusive and it was hard to get and all the rest of it, right? So again, we've talked about the virtual to real world conversion. And if I go into a metaverse and I can buy a hamburger, fries, and a shake that can only be bought in a metaverse, it's a metaverse brand, that becomes a bit of a high society or brag or flex type of a thing, right? And then I can now we've got mobile, but I could broadcast or stream that to the TV, and people could see me walk down a street in Arcimoto in the dark with the gamified lights and all the rest of it, walk into a food court, buy something, and then have it delivered at the door in 20 minutes. It's a much nicer conversation, isn't it, to have with people than, you just ring up this number and order it. There's an element of an experience involved with going and getting it and shopping and doing things differently. And it's a chance for us to, like you say, do something a bit different out of body.
All right, if you have a question about the citizens or law, leave us one below in the comments right now. Now, with NFTs and art and creative elements, could law become more mainstream as Web3 grows?
Yeah, I think it will for sure. And I think that there'll be brands, we're already talking to companies that are looking at understanding the full law so that they can actually build something off the back of that. So whether that be a game or whether that be a fashion label or music. So I think for sure law will become part of the culture of metaverses and Web 3.0, and there'll be certain businesses that have their own laws that they'll use to push as part of their brand proposition and value.
Okay. What game law is your favorite from, looking way back? You mentioned a few like Star Trek in the past. What's your favorite, and what sort of inspirations might you've used for the Vault?
Yeah, so just a caveat, I'm not a law writer or a traditional gamer either, so we called on some people that were far more experienced than we are to sort of help. What we were able to do is provide where we want to go, what we're trying to build, the structure and all the rest of it, and work with people that are seasoned at being able to put all that stuff together. So it would be reminisce of me to sort of talk about those inspirations when in actual fact it was we had the help of outside forces.
Okay, for sure. And just getting closer time to wrap up here. Got to ask about the teasers. Lately they've revealed some of the 3D pods. What happens with these pods, and what's next for the Avatar project?
Yeah, so the pods are also an important part of the law as far as initial transportation and recharging and energy sources, reproduction. But the pods will start off as fairly generic and sterile, and then as you're holding that NFT, it will slowly reveal. It'll go through cocoon stages of revealing what quarter you come from, what rarity you are, to its final reveal, and then pretty much straight away you'll be able to come in and wear that avatar and use that avatar in the vault.
Righto, it's all happening. I know the website for the drop will be up very soon, and that'll also reveal a few more details about the ecosystem. I see the names of each quarter will be revealed, the last ones being the music and the science and tech quarters. So yeah, a lot to watch out for. Have to stay tuned to the socials. Any final updates for the rest of the ecosystem, Benny?
I just think it's, as we always say, keep an eye on the socials because it's happening faster than we can possibly keep you updated on in these sessions. So keep an eye out. If you are interested or you're building or deploying or you're looking at deploying a project, come and talk to us because we're about to show you that you can do it much faster and much cheaper using the tool set that we've built in our platform and ecosystem. So yes, thank you very much for watching as always and spending your time with us.
Alrighty, we'll finish up then. Catch you later. Everyone, thanks for joining. Cheers, Benny.
Thanks, guys. Have a great week.